Hi, my name is Aya. You're watching Aya Reads, and I'm here to do my most anticipated releases for July. So July has a lot of new releases. So I'm not gonna spend a whole time on the synopsis for all of them. And usually I split these videos up in first in series or standalones and then sequels. Since I don't have as many direct sequels, I decided to not do that, to lump everything together. As always, I'm gonna talk about these books in order of publication date. Almost all of them are romances, so let's get started. And the first one is actually a direct sequel, and it's Burn of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This book comes out on July 1st. And I cannot tell you anything about this because it's the fourth book in a fantasy romance series. The first book being Spark of the Everflame. And this is a pretty popular fantasy romance series. Especially lately, it has gotten a lot of hype. So I'm sure a lot of people are very much looking forward to Burn of the Everflame. I myself have not read this series yet. Next is another fourth book in a series, but it is a contemporary romance series that I'm pretty sure you can read without having read the other ones, and it's Hold Me Until Morning by A.L. Jackson, and this one also comes out on July 1st. And A.L. Jackson has some of the most beautiful covers, and this is another one. There's a beautiful plus-size heroine on the cover, and I really love these covers. This woman moves into this man, next to this man's house, and he's immediately attracted, but he knows who she is. I don't think she knows who he is, but she's off limits to him. I don't know what happened. These are all romantic suspense, I'm pretty sure. So it has been 6 years since he's seen her, and like I said, from the synopsis, it doesn't sound like she knows who he is. When he finds her ex threatening her, he insists on staying with her and her daughter, so she's also a single mom. So this is a roommate romance, which you guys know I love roommate romances. So yeah, it sounds great. And like I said, I really love this cover. The next book is the first book in a new series by Kristen Becker-Ritchie, and it's called Dishonestly Yours. So this is about this girl who's part of this crime family, and her best friend is also a part of a crime family, and they have been, like, these two families have been friends and have been doing illegal things together. Now, the main character plus her friend and her friend's brother go live in this small town. And now that she and the brother are close, feelings bubble over. I'm pretty sure they have had something happen in the past before, but he's dishonest. He's obviously a criminal, and she's too. So it sounds interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reading this book, but I am kind of interested to see what people think of their new series, because obviously they've written a lot of books in their, like, Addicted Calloway sister series plus the spin-off. So I am interested to see what they're going to do with a whole new series. Next is a fantasy romance by Ruby Dixon, and it's called Bound to the Shadow Prince, and this one comes out on July 2nd. This is about a girl who has to remain locked inside a tower for 7 years to protect her kingdom from the wrath of a vengeful goddess. But locked with her is a guy who's from a fearsome warrior race that is an enemy to her people. So it's basically they're locked together, and obviously it's a fantasy romance, so obviously feelings are gonna happen, and it sounds like they're gonna escape together too. So yeah, I've not read a Ruby Dixon yet, but I am very interested to read her books, and her fantasy romances sound very interesting to me. On July 4th, Reckless by Lauren Roberts comes out. So this is the sequel to Powerless, and it comes out on July 4th. Since it's a sequel, I cannot really tell you a whole lot about it. Powerless was very, very popular last year, so I'm pretty sure the Powerless fans are highly, highly anticipating this one. Next is a sports romance by Lana Ferguson, and it's The Game Changer, and this one comes out on July 9th. So Lana Ferguson has been writing completely different books, so I'm pretty sure this is her first sports romance. And this is about a hockey player and a baker, which are two of my favorite things. This sounds so cute. So basically, she is a baker, like I said, but she's on TV, and she has had a crush on her brother's best friend for years, and a public breakup kind of didn't put him on the best spotlight. So now the team is trying to, they both kind of need each other. Her views are dwindling, and he needs a reputation change. So she and the team decide that he should go on her show to change his image a little bit, and they become very popular. So they start fake dating to boost up both, like, her ratings and his reputation. It sounds so good. It has some of my favorite tropes, the pining heroine and the fake dating. It sounds cute. The cover is very cute, and I've been meaning to read Alana Ferguson for a while now, so maybe this will be my first one. The next book also comes out on July 9th, and it's The Next Best Fling by Gabriela Gamez, and this is a debut novel, and once again, a beautiful cover. So she has had an unrequited love for her best friend, but she needs to move on since he's engaged now. But then his brother wants to confess his feelings for his brother's fiance, so she stops him right before he does that. So basically they're both having feelings for the couple, so she for the guy and he for the girl. So she helps him and lets him sleep at her place because he's drunk. Now his family thinks that they hooked up when they didn't. So since they are both having feelings for this couple, they decide to go with this ruse that they did hook up. So nobody will suspect that who they actually have feelings for. Because of that, they got closer and they discover that they might be attracted to each other too. So it sounds cute. It reminds me a little bit of Funny Story, actually. Except in that case, they actually were dating the people and then they got together. But this sounds cute, and I kind of like stories with unrequited love. So this one sounds good. Another book that comes out on July 9th is This Used to Be Us by Renee Carlino. This sounds like a second chance romance, but with a lot of drama, maybe. So basically, they have been together for 22 years and they're divorced now. They have 2 kids. And they share the family home. They, instead of shuffling their kids between 2 houses, the kids stay in one house. They have 2 houses together. So one parent will stay at the family home and the other will stay in the other apartment, and then they switch. They both start dating other people, but then they reflect on the 22 years they had together, and then they discover that they might still have feelings for each other. I don't know if this is the book for me, but we'll see. The Darkness Within Us by Tricia Levenseller also comes out on July 9th, and this is the sequel to The Shadows Between Us. And this is like a fantasy romance, more young adult than adult. One that I am highly anticipating. I'll be reading it as soon as it's in my hands, and it's Play Along by Liz Tom Ford, which is the 4th book in her Windy City series. This comes out on July 11th. And this follows the brother from the hero from the book before it, Caught Up. So you follow Isaiah and Kennedy. And this is a accidentally getting married in Vegas story. So this book has been very well set up. In the last one, you actually get a scene where Kai hears that they just gotten married in Vegas. And in that book, there were scenes where Isaiah was heavily flirting with Kennedy. Isaiah is a baseball player, and Kennedy, she works on staff for the same team. And like I said, Isaiah's been flirting with her and she's been not reciprocating until they actually get married. It sounds fun. I really love this series. The Right Move was my favorite book last year, and Caught Up was one of my favorite books I read last year. So hopefully this one will be just as good as those other 2. And I also really loved Mile High, by the way. Another one I'm very much anticipating is If You Want Me by Helena Hunting. This is the sequel to If You Hate Me. And this one also comes out on July 11th. This is a hockey romance. And this is a best friend's daughter romance. So you follow Hollis, his romance with Peggy, who's the daughter of his best friend, like I said. But once again, they have been teased in the first book, and I really love the first book. Hopefully I'll love it just as much as the first book. What's funny about these books is that the taglines seem to be all Taylor Swift lyrics. So this one is But Daddy, I Love Him. And then the first book was Love's a Game, Wanna Play. So I love Helena Hunting. So I've only read 2 books by her, and I only started reading her this year, but I really loved both books I read this year. And it seems like she's a Taylor Swift fan. I mean, who isn't? And I am wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. So obviously I love it when there's Taylor-coded things in books. Just My Luck by Lena Hendricks comes out on July 15th. And this is the 2nd book in the King family series, which I'm pretty sure is a spin-off from the Sullivan family. So One Look, One Touch, One Chance, One Taste. So Just My Luck is a marriage of convenience, a romance, which I love those. So it's a single mom, and she is entering in a marriage of convenience with her boss because he has a criminal past. He needs to secure a loan, but he can't get one because of his criminal past. So she decides to get into a marriage of convenience with him. They end up falling in love. It sounds great. I love Marriages for Convenience. I've not read Alina Hendricks yet, but I've heard so many good things, especially about the Sullivan family series. So yeah, I definitely want to read a book by her pretty soon. Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto comes out on July 16th. So this is a romance following 2 musical prodigies. So he was born in classical music royalty, and she got rolled into it because of a kind shop owner. She performs at his friend's wedding and she's shocked when he tells her that he doesn't know who she is, even though they've been working together for a year. And he also critiques her music. And now she is offered the role as first chair of the orchestra, something that he has wanted. So it's basically a rival to romance book. Julie Soto is a very popular fanfiction author, and she wrote Forget Me Not, which was very popular last year as well. So I haven't read a book by her. I haven't read a fanfiction either by her, but I'm very interested. Somebody's drilling now. Hopefully they'll stop soon, but I'm very interested to read Not Another Love Song. Okay, I think they stopped, so let's continue on. Business Casual by B.K. Borison comes out on July 16th. This is the fourth and final book in her Love Light Farm series. So the first book being Love Light Farm, or in the Love Light series, the first book being Love Light Farms. So this follows Nova and Charlie, and Nova just opened up a tattoo shop, and Charlie is a three-piece suit wearing investment banker. They are the complete opposite of each other, but they're very attracted to each other. So Nova tells him that they should just have a one-night stand, get it out of their systems, and just move on with our lives. But Charlie's staying in town. It doesn't stay as a one-night stand. This sounds fun. I have not read this series yet, but it's very high on my recommendations list. So if I want to achieve my goal of reading every book that has been recommended over 150 times, then I will be reading this series this year, but we'll see if I have the time. The Baller by Lulu Moore also comes out on July 16th, and this is the third book in the New York Lion series. And this is all baseball romances. So this has a fun premise. So this is about a baseball player, and he's been rescuing this girl from this creep, or who he thinks is a creep, but it's actually a Secret Service agent, and the girl is the president's daughter. So this is a romance between a baseball player and the president's daughter. Sounds good. I have not read a whole lot of books with the children of the president. I mean, the big one is obviously Red, White, and Royal Blue. So I'm interested to see if this is going to be good. I do know that The Third Baseman was a pretty popular book when it came out. Another book that comes out on July 16th, a lot of books actually come out on July 16th, is The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. And this is the sequel to Fangirl Down. And the Fangirl Down was a golf romance, and this is another hockey romance. This follows Tallulah, who's studying to be a marine biologist, but she's broke. And then she accepts a job as this live-in nanny. And she's going to be live-in nanny for the tween daughter of a hockey player. And I like those kinds of single dads. So he recently found out that he has a daughter, but she's a little bit older. And I tend to like those kinds of stories. Obviously, I love single dads who have a baby or a toddler. But this one where they actually have to invest in the relationship with the child that they did not know that they had, I tend to like those. For example, Wild Love, which was one of my favorite books this year, also has that kind of premise. I love those. So I'm very excited about this one. I believe these are Tessa Bailey's first sports romances, so very excited about them. I'm actually going to be reading Fangirl Down soon. So if I love that one, I'm going to be reading The Au Pair Affair as soon as I can. Another book that comes out on July 16th is Golden Touch by Serena Bowen. This is the second book in the Guilt Maker series, the first book being Good as Gold. And this is about a girl. She's been flirting with a stranger at a bar, but then she lost her nerve and fled. And now she's working, and then somebody shows up, and since she gets scared, she calls 911, and then she realizes that it's the boss's son. And it's the same guy that she flirted with at the bar where nothing happened. And he doesn't know what she has against him. First, he flirts with her, and then she leaves, and then she wants to get him arrested. So he's the boss's son. She works at this brewery, so he has to work in the brewery for 6 months. So they have to work together. It's forced proximity. It sounds very cute. The Best of All by Carla Sorensen comes out on July 16th. As well. This has a very interesting premise. It sounds like that one Katherine Heigl movie. You follow Liam and Zoe, and the only thing they have in common is that they have not liked each other for a very long time, and then their best friends pass away, and they leave their toddler to be raised by both of them, and now they have to figure out a way to raise this child together, even though they don't like each other. But of course, there's chemistry there. She believes in happy endings. He's a commitment phobe, but I'm sure a relationship will develop. On July 16th, again, The Ex-Vows comes out by Jessica Joyce. These estranged exes have to work together to save their best friend's wedding after a string of disasters. So she's the best woman and he's the best man to their best friend's wedding. And they have been coexisting for the last couple of years in this friendship group because they have these ironclad rules. But now Eli shows back up again and he wants to throw out all the rules. She still has feelings, I'm pretty sure, and it seems like he has them too. It's a second chance romance. I tend to like those. The cover is beautiful. On July 17th, Rope Me In by Kayla Gross comes out, which is the sequel to Rein Me In. This is a older woman, younger man romance, and she's a shy fiddle player from the city. He's a small town cowboy with a reputation of a playboy. He's been flirting with her. She doesn't really want anything to do with him. I love these covers. I have only read Kayla Gross's like steamy novellas. I haven't read her full-length novels yet, but I heard great things about Rein Me In, so I love this cover, and yeah, I cannot wait to read this one. July 18th, Asking for Trouble by Jonna Darling comes out. This is a novella, part of the Fallen Men series. So I cannot tell you a whole lot about it. Actually, on Goodreads, it doesn't say anything. I'm not even sure if it comes out on July 18th, but so far, Goodreads says it does. On July 19th, If You Give a Billionaire a Bride by Anne Einerson comes out. And this is the sequel to If You Give a Single Dad a Nanny. So this is a brother's best friend and married in Vegas story. It sounds cute. I love these covers. And even though billionaire romances are not my favorite genre, I like that this has enough of other tropes going on that hopefully will make me love it. On July 19th, another Marriage of Convenience comes out, and it's Walk Off Wedding by Maren Moore. This is a baseball romance, and she needed a husband, and they have apparently made this pact years ago, so now they have this Marriage of Convenience, but he's taking it more seriously than she thought he would. They share a small apartment. This series has been pretty popular. The first two are Home Run Proposal and Catching Feelings. I read Maren Moore's Christmas romance, and I really love that, so hopefully I'll love her baseball romance too. On July 23rd, Cross the Line by Simone Soltani comes out. This is a Formula One romance, and it's another brother's best friend romance. His career is on the line after a social media disaster leaves him with an angry team and sponsors, and he wants to hire her to fix it, but he kissed her last year and he has not been able to stop thinking about her, and she has always had a crush on him. So now they have to work together, and it sounds cute. Once again, a unrequited love situation that I love. The cover is very cute, and I have not read a Formula One romance before, so hopefully this one will be good. I actually have a historical romance to share with you. It's Viscount in Love by Eloisa James. This one comes out on July 23rd. This Viscount becomes, I believe, like the ward to two eccentric orphans, and he needs a bride, and the woman he was supposed to marry elopes with somebody else, and now he needs a bride to take care of these two children. So he decides to marry her sister instead. It's their romance. Sounds cute. I've not read an Eloisa James before, but I've heard great things about her book, so hopefully this one will be great. Playbook by Rebecca Jenshak, which comes out on July 25th, and it's the sequel to Burnout, and Goodreads doesn't give me any synopsis, but Burnout has been very popular, and this looks like a American football romance, so these covers are very cute in my opinion. On July 26th, Beautiful Beast by Neva Altosh comes out, and this is the first book in the spin-off from her Perfectly Imperfect series, and it's the Mafia Legacy. This looks like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. The synopsis doesn't really give me anything, but like I said, it's the spin-off from her Perfectly Imperfect series, so it's all mafia romances. I guess with characters who have either a disability or are like neurodivergent in some way. On July 30th, Fall With Me by Becca Mack comes out, and this is the fourth book in her Playing for Keeps series. This series has Consider Me, Play With Me, Unravel Me. It's a very popular hockey romance series. So this sounds like a very interesting premise. So basically, they're both at this resort. She was supposed to have her honeymoon, but she went alone, so don't know what happened there. And her neighbor at this resort, she finds him very annoying until they have this one night stand, and then they think they'll never see each other again until she gets this new job as the Vancouver Vipers new photographer, and then she sees this man scowling at her, and it's the guy from her one night stand. Like I said, I've been hearing so many good things about this series, and it has been a while since she published the last one, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are highly anticipating that one. Yeah, August 1st. So it has been almost a year since she published in this series. So yeah, on July 30th, The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Armas comes out. This is the sequel to The Long Game, which I've not read. So this is about a girl who has had 4 different fiancés and it didn't work out. And now her best friend's brother shows up at this big party of her estranged fathers. And since she doesn't really know what to do, she decides to introduce him as her new fiance. He goes along with it, so it's fake fiance. I read the Spanish Love Deception, which I really love, but I didn't like the sequel, and I have not heard the best things about The Long Game. Maybe this one will be better considering it reminds me a little bit of the Spanish Love Deception. So we'll see. July 30th, Five Brothers by Penelope Douglas comes out. I'm pretty sure this is a sequel to something. I'm just not sure which. I've not read a whole lot of Penelope Douglas. This is a white shoes romance with five brothers. So yeah, I'm sure if you're a Penelope Douglas fan, you're highly anticipating this one. Another one that maybe comes out on July 30th is Our Little Secret by QB Tyler. So she just announced it. She says it comes out on July 30th, but I guess we'll see. This is about a girl who has a one-night stand with her married boss. So it does involve cheating. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reading it considering I don't really love cheating romances. So we'll see. Last but not least is That Prince Is Mine by J.C. Lee, which comes out on July 30th as well. So this premise sounds bonkers about this girl who is a royal court cuisine instructor. And then she meets this professor who's secretly a prince. And it's their romance. Yeah, this sounds a little bit like jumping the shark, but we'll see. I have heard great things about J.C. Lee's books. Lately, she's been writing these cutesy romances with the illustrated covers. So yeah, like I said, a lot of books that come out this July. I will try to have all these books linked for you. So I know all these synopses were pretty short, so if you want to know more, like in an in-depth synopsis, check out the description. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know by leaving a like if you did. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.